Okay, we're back to fermenting milk. We went to the grocery store this morning and got some whole milk. And we got some yogurt. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I got some buttermilk. So there's two things I want to talk about, the yogurt and the buttermilk. Usually on these soft milk fermentations, we use buttermilk as a starter culture. I'm making fresh buttermilk, and I'm going to do that at two different temperatures, and I'll tell you why. Room temperature, you add your starter culture to it. I'm going to incubate one at room temperature for however long it gets to make curds and stuff. I'm going to do the other one because one of the main guys in this stuff is a thermophile. So I'm going to incubate one at 45 degrees because I want to isolate all the cultures that's found in this. So that's kind of an experiment. 45 degrees, 30 degrees. We're also going to make sour cream. We'll have, I don't know if we get the protocols up now, but we've got them. Sour cream is, we're using half and half cream, and you want a certain component of it because you want to get as much solids in it as you want to. So we're going to be taking some inoculum. This has already been prepped. I'll talk about the prep in a minute. And the next thing we're going to make is yogurt. I got two jars of yogurt. And what we're doing in yogurt, we're using whole milk, and I want to get the solids up. So in yogurt, remember you eat with a spoon, so you want it good and fluffy. So this doesn't look too appetizing. This is powdered milk, and it's 100 grams per liter. That's getting the solids up there. So to get this done, we took all of these containers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we heated them at a certain temperature of 52 degrees. Let me tell you why we heat them at 52 degrees. So I'm going to touch on something that you always want to heat, no matter what you make it. Cheese, it doesn't matter with milk. You want to heat it at a certain temperature, and I'll tell you why. The heating will degrade the milk casein. I'm going to go over what's in milk in a second. And it removes thal from proteins. The thal gives it a funny looking taste. And it also oxidizes some stuff. So we usually heat this about 30 minutes at 52 degrees centigrade. We heat them all the same, and they're ready to go. So we were just prepping our proteins. I'll talk more about that. So before we get to any of that, I will make a protocol because I've already got this worked up. And we're milk, and we're looking at milk. I'm going to tell you the ingredients. You don't have to memorize it, just so you know what we're doing with what ingredients. So we're going to have about 87% water and milk. We got about 5% lactose. That's the sugar, remember? Lactose breaks down into glucose and galactose. We got 3.4% fat. Remember, we made butter out of some of this stuff, but that's quite a bit of fat. The primary casein that we're primary protein we're coagulating is something called casein. And it is about 2.7%. After we ferment it out, that's what's going to be in the clumps, the casein. And then what's left over is called whey protein. So you could theoretically use that whey protein, but we're not using it in any of our cheeses, but there is a cheese you can make out of whey protein. Ash, and here's the other important thing, because it's going to be in your protocol. Milk has about 0.14% citrate. Importance of citrate. If you remember your TCA cycle, and everybody remembers the TCA cycle, citrate is when you put acetyl-CoA on oxaloacetate, make a 6-carbon. Well, the beauty of it in milk is it's a flavor. And somewhere in here, I'm going to put the pathway of that just for your information. Don't get worried about it. And something called diacetyl. That's your flavor in it. So by going over this, I'm going to put it on the protocol, and we're going to retype the buttermilk protocol. I don't think we've done that yet. So we'll have all that in there. And then we'll have a protocol for the cultured sour cream for the yogurt. So I'm straight. Now, this is going to be pretty nifty, I think. Greek gods. Remember the Greek gods? They have the gods for everything. And some of you, they did a lot of stuff, and they didn't invent the first yogurt, but they did a pretty good job of it. You can buy this. I bought this at the grocery store. It's probiotic, no artificial flavors. And every time I go to the grocery store, I forget something. I was going to get blueberries, and I was going to ferment them in my yogurt, and that would have been terrific. Guess what? I forgot the damn blueberries. I am puffy about it, but I'm going to do this again with it in it, and I'll let you know how it was. Now, I want you to go over here and listen, or you, let me go over there, you listen. All right, I'm going to read you what's in here, and the reason I'm using the yogurt today instead of the buttermilk, it has the buttermilk guys in here, and they're thermophiles.
So you're using the yogurt as a starter culture?
As a starter culture,
Yep.
and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna read it, and the reason I did it, my milk had a long date. It was kind of old. The starter cultures die off over time, so you want a fresh one. And I'm gonna see if I can read this. This is live cultures. You have Streptococcus thermophilus, grows at 44.5. You have Lactobacillus acidophilus. You have Lactobacillus caseus. You have, boy, this one ought to be pretty good. Lactobacillus rhamnosus. Nous. Believe you, it sounds bad, but all right. And my job is to isolate every one of these. All right, we've had too much fun. Let's get down to the part you're going to like is pretty simple. Look at this. We do everything scientific, and these are flat spoons. Remember the doctor's looking at your tonsils. Come over here. No, I want you to open the tops. I'm upside down on my side. Yeah. All right. No, not in that one. I'm gonna put a seed in this one and we're gonna split. I'm gonna pour some of this over here, pour some of that in there, and pour some in there. We split it. Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you need me to help you? Do you need anything else?
I don't think so, unless I get this man. Are we filming?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I can cut that out. But.
no. Here you go. This is what we expect our results to be, except it's going to be better tasting than this because it's coming straight off the pot. And I'm going to look at, that is a yogurt. That's what we expect over here. I'm going to take a couple of these, not measuring it, and I'm going to flop in there. Let's go 3. Who cares? I'm not going to eat all this, but I am going to, when I go back, I'm going to buy some blueberries and stir in here. How am I doing?
Good. That's for the sour cream.
Well, now, who is making a mess? Not me, sir. There's about easy. I'm going to put some in here because I'm going to mix this and this together. So we'll flop the starter culture. All right. we now have inoculated. I'm going to save this because I'm going to taste that in a minute. So let's start with the yogurt and work back. You want to do that?
Sure.
So we're using a 0.95 liter mason jar, and we've warmed the milk, cooled the milk. We added a scoop of recently purchased yogurt. We actually had 3 scoops. We want to make sure this works. We're going to close the lid, mix it well. We're going to incubate it at 38 to 40 degrees. And we're going to, same temperature that we incubate the buttermilk. We're going to put them all in them. And during the fermentation, we're going to get lactic acid and so forth and so on. And then we're going to, this one, we don't know how long it's going to take. We're going to do it until we get consistency of this, or pH 4.5. That tells us that the fermentation is in its prime. And then we're going to do all of the lab stuff. We're going to do the total acidity, pH, and we're going to try to isolate all of these bad boy lactic acid guys that we got in here. So this is pretty simple. And this one is, I'm going to take this skim milk, and I'm going to try to, because we want solids in here to get that consistency. So I'm going to pour some of that. Then I'm going to pour some of this. Look at that. Oh, that's had some lumps in it, didn't it?
Yeah, because you just put the yogurt in there.
Come on! I was fixing to say, that's some bad... Whoa, darling. Hold on. You see?
Don't.
I'm going to drink that later. Okay, we're going to screw the cap on this one. Whoop! We got this label. Yogurt 1, yogurt 2. Both of these go at 44. Oh, hold on. I got it cross. Well, you want to mix these up.
And how long are they going to incubate for?
I'm guessing by the time I leave today, maybe 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, then I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. So, and we buy a couple of days so we can do the rest of that. So the yogurt's going to go quick. All right, the next is the sour cream. Now, same container, we use half and half. We put 3 scoops of starter culture. We close the lid. We're going to incubate it at room temperature, right over here with all of our other characters. And this may go 24, may go 1 day, but I'm assuming that 23 degrees is probably going to be ready sometime tomorrow. We're going to test it, and then that also goes into the refrigerator. And then I'm going to send you a protocol and how you make, there's 2 things about this culture thing. We're going to bake a potato, sour cream it, and if I could figure out how we're going to drink some wine, but we can't do that. We own school property. But protocol, sour cream. Now, the last 2 things is a buttermilk 1, buttermilk 2.
And this was whole milk?
Whole milk. The sour cream's half and half. Feels good, it's warm. So these go at 45, this goes at 23, those 2 go at 45. So I'm going to put the sour cream over here somewhere, We'll put it on there, these guys. They can communicate and talk. Okay, one last thought. You're not going to have these water baths and stuff. There's alternative ways you can do it. Some people do it in a slow cooker, that you just take it and add all your ingredients. You can put it on low, and the only problem with the slow cooker is knowing how hot it is. So you don't want it over 42 degrees centigrade. But there's some other ways that you can do it, but try, if you want to try it, try the slow cooker first.
Where you add everything into the crock pot.
Yes, you add
itself.
everything into the crock pot. You put your milk in there, you turn it on some temperature that you know is low. If you have a thermometer, you can just play with it until you get it up to 42 degrees, or convert that to centigrade. You have a formula for doing that. And so the only problem with the crock pot, you're making, that's a lot of, I don't know what a crock pot holds.
You could just add water to the crock pot
and
heat that up and make it like a water bath.
And then you could blend in strawberries and whatever you want.
Put your stuff in the mason jars and put that into the water.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Go. All right, yogurt. We put a little yogurt in here, and you can tell the texture. The pH is around less than 4, or right around 4. And I wanted to do the, hold on, let me get this lid. What's going on here? Anybody can open up. All right. Delicious. My plan was, when we set this up, I was going to ferment these with it. And I think it would have been a lot better if they were in it with it to get the taste of it with it. But now I'm just going to flop some in there, so you can see that you can take strawberries, you could take just grapes, we don't care what you take, and you can get past that yogurt taste if you don't like it. Blueberries, very good. I'm going to eat this for lunch. It helps my physique. Raspberries, yogurt.
That's blueberries.
Blueberries, sorry. Raspberries are red, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Good. Now remember, you can take this yogurt and leave it in your refrigerator, and if you eat a lot of yogurt, then you can take some out and go through the process and make you another jug of it. So you can keep this going as you go. And that's what we're going to learn about bread. We're going to have a starter culture that you can keep going. Now the sour cream, we were going to bake a potato, sip on some green watermelon wine, and put this on a potato. But we didn't get the potato cooked. But look, this looks like sour cream. It falls like sour cream. Tastes like sour cream. Boy, it's wangy. I like this better. I should have put, I will put some of that in there, because this is better than the yogurt. So when we leave, I'm going to eat some more of that. Sour cream. Big jug of it. You got 15 kids, 15 potatoes, you're ready to go. Now,
Buttermilk.
buttermilk. Buttermilk, if you look at this, I'm going to open the top in a minute. It's real thick. This buttermilk is, what, a week old? And I don't think I have salted this yet. So what you do on your buttermilk, I'm going to do this for you. You're supposed to, it's 3.8 grams of salt. And hold on, I'll be right back. And this can also be cultivated into another batch of milk, just taking this as a starter. But I'm going to put that 3.8 grams of salt in it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give it, mix it up good. This is ready to drink, eat, make cornbread, biscuits. Instead of putting milk or water in them, you put this buttermilk in them. So I think what you're going to find is between the sour cream and the buttermilk, you're good to go forever. And according to early scientists, that makes you live longer. So you have to start drinking buttermilk as a kid before you get used to it. This is a tough glass of milk, if you will. What people on the country used to do, they made their own buttermilk, and they would mix it, they would actually eat what we call dinner was supper. You would take this buttermilk and mix it up with the cornbread and eat it with a spoon. Good on. Everybody used to do that, so you need to try that. But this buttermilk is perfect. The sour cream is perfect. The yogurt would have been perfect if I would have had the blueberries.